There comes a moment when you must stop hoping and start commanding yourself to rise. The distance between where you stand and where you dream to be is not crossed by luck or talent. It is conquered by sheer, relentless will. First, lock your mind on one blazing target, not 10, one. Let that goal burn in your imagination until it consumes every doubt. Make it so specific, so vivid, that your mind has no choice but to chase it. Then build an inner fire so fierce that nothing, not fatigue, not rejection, not fear, can extinguish it. Tell yourself daily, I will have it. I must have it. I refuse to live without it. Repeat it until your subconscious obeys. Gather only the knowledge that propels you forward. Organize it. Shape it into a plan with timelines, steps, and consequences for failure. And then act, not later, not someday, now. Every second you hesitate, resistance grows stronger. Every decisive strike you make, resistance weakens. Refuse to be paralyzed by perfection. Move even if imperfect. Action builds momentum. Momentum becomes obsession, and obsession births results. And when obstacles rise like mountains, remember, persistence grinds down mountains. Refuse to quit. Wear down resistance with the hammer of repetition until the world itself bends to your will. Choose only allies who breathe ambition, who electrify your spirit, who refuse mediocrity. Stand among them until their energy fuses with your own. If you do this, if you bind your mind to your goal with fire, faith, and action, the universe itself will be forced to yield. Force yourself, command yourself, drive yourself. Until the goal is not a dream, but your reality. Until you know exactly what you want, you will never unleash the force required to get it. That is where greatness begins, not with luck, not with talent, not with vague wishes whispered at midnight. It begins with the violent clarity of purpose, a decision so sharp, so absolute that it cuts through every distraction, every excuse, every ounce of hesitation. Look around you. Most people are wandering through life as if it's a rehearsal. They wake up without urgency, they move without direction, they chase dozens of half-hearted ambitions and wonder why none of them come to life. They are busy, but they're not focused. They are moving, but they're not advancing. Their energy is scattered, and scattered energy is powerless. But the ones who bend the world to their will, they are different. They choose a single towering objective, and they burn everything else to the ground. They are not interested in their goal. They are obsessed. They walk, talk, breathe, and think only of that outcome. Their purpose becomes the center of gravity, pulling every thought, every decision, every ounce of effort toward it. Understand this truth: the mind is a weapon, but it is useless without a target. When you lock it onto a single purpose, it becomes a guided missile. Until then, it is just scattered sparks fading into darkness. So you must decide. Decide with finality. Decide as if the entire world depends on it, because your world does. Write down what you want in ruthless detail. Make it so clear you could describe it to a stranger in one sentence without hesitation. Name the number. Name the deadline. Name the exact result. Ambiguity is poison. Precision is power. Once you have declared your definite purpose, burn the bridges behind you. Remove every exit, every escape route, every plan B that gives you the option to retreat. When you leave yourself no way out, your mind will find the way forward. Humans are at their most powerful when they have no choice but victory. From that moment on, you must make every action bow to this purpose. If it doesn't move you closer, cut it off. If it doesn't serve the mission, abandon it. Ruthless focus is not cruelty, it is survival. You are building something vast, and anything that does not contribute to its construction is sabotage. You will notice something incredible. When you operate with a definite purpose, resistance begins to shrink. Doubt loses its voice. The fog of uncertainty clears. Decisions that once paralyzed you become effortless because you now have a single measuring stick. Does this get me closer or not? If yes, you do it. If no, you delete it. This clarity becomes your armor. It makes you unstoppable. But understand, having a purpose is not enough. You must commit to it as if your life depends on it, because your future does. That means sacrificing comfort, ignoring distractions, rejecting mediocrity. It means giving up the shallow praise of the crowd for the silent grind of the mission. It means saying no to 99 things so you can say yes to the one thing that matters. This is where most people fall. They declare a goal, but they keep one foot in comfort. They say they want greatness, but they keep their evenings, their weekends, their excuses. They want the prize without paying the price, and so they never taste victory, only frustration. Do not be like them. Decide what you will achieve and carve it into your soul. Let that decision consume you. Think of it when you wake. Plan for it as you walk. Dream of it as you sleep. Speak of it as if it is already yours. Build your life around it like a fortress. When your purpose is definite, your mind unlocks power you didn't know you had. Ideas will strike like lightning. Energy will appear when your body wants to quit. People will be drawn to your vision, sensing your certainty. Opportunities will align with precision because your mind is signaling to the world exactly what to send you. Definite purpose is not a soft wish. It is a command to yourself, a command to your world, a command that will not be denied. Once spoken with absolute conviction, it becomes law. Say it, write it, commit to it, guard it with your life, because once you have a definite purpose, and only then, you will finally be able to summon the relentless force that achieves any goal. Until your desire becomes an obsession, you will never summon the power to conquer anything. Desire is not a casual wish. It is not a fleeting spark that flickers when things are easy and dies the moment the road grows hard. Desire is fire. It must burn hot enough to incinerate doubt, fear, and hesitation. If your goal does not ignite your soul, you will abandon it at the first obstacle. If it does not keep you awake at night, if it does not dominate your thoughts every hour of the day, you will not endure the pain it takes to claim it. Most people fail not because they lack talent, not because they lack opportunity, but because they never light the inner fire. They want success, but they only prefer it. They don't need it. And when desire is weak, effort is weak. When effort is weak, results never come. They drift from one half-hearted ambition to another, wondering why nothing catches fire, blind to the truth that nothing burns without fuel. You must build a desire so fierce that it feels like survival. The same way a drowning man craves air, you must crave victory. When you want something with that kind of intensity, failure becomes irrelevant, rejection becomes meaningless, fatigue becomes invisible. Nothing can stop the man who would rather die than quit. To create that kind of desire, you must feed it daily. Write down your goal and read it aloud every morning with fire in your voice. Visualize it as if it already exists. See it, feel it, smell it, live inside it in your mind. Wrap every emotion around it until your subconscious believes it is already yours. The mind cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined future and reality, and once your mind believes, your actions will obey without resistance. You must also cut away anything that dulls your hunger. Comfort kills desire. Comfort whispers that you can wait, that you can slow down, that you can try again later. That is poison. Starve your comfort. Surround yourself with reminders of why you must win. Keep your failures in sight, not as shame, but as fuel. Let them sting until they drive you to rise. Read stories of those who achieved the impossible, not to admire them, but to remind yourself that they were human, and if they could, you can. Desire must be emotional. Logic is weak. Logic says, it would be nice. Emotion screams, I will have it or I will break myself trying. Attach your goal to something deeper than money or applause. Tie it to your identity, your destiny, the legacy you will leave. When your goal becomes who you are, quitting feels like dying. That is the power you are seeking. Do not expect others to understand. Most will not. They will tell you to slow down, to be realistic, to lower your expectations. Ignore them. Their words are the lullabies of mediocrity sung by people who gave up on their own dreams. Your desire must be deaf to their noise. And remember, real desire does not wait for motivation. Motivation is temporary, but burning desire is permanent. Motivation fades when you are tired. Burning desire makes you rise even when you are exhausted. Motivation fades when things go wrong. Burning desire makes you fight harder when everything collapses. You must guard that fire like your life depends on it, because your future does. Every day add fuel. Read your vision, speak your affirmations, picture the victory. Remind yourself of the pain of staying average and the glory of breaking through. Never let the fire die, not for a moment. Because here is the truth most will never understand. Success does not go to the talented. It does not go to the lucky. It goes to the obsessed, to the one who refuses to let go, to the one whose desire burns so violently that the world cannot extinguish it. That kind of man or woman bends reality. That kind of desire forces doors to open. So decide what you want and set yourself on fire for it. Let the world call you extreme. Let them call you obsessed. One day they will call you unstoppable. One day they will call you victorious. This is how you achieve any goal. Not by hoping, not by wishing, but by desiring it so fiercely that every cell in your body fights for it. Once your desire burns that hot, nothing can stop you. Nothing ever will. If you do not believe you can have it, you will never fight hard enough to get it. Faith is the invisible force that turns dreams into realities. It is the unseen engine behind every great victory in human history. Without faith, the greatest plan collapses under the weight of fear. Without faith, the sharpest mind becomes paralyzed by doubt. And without faith, even the strongest desire burns out in silence. You can want your goal with every part of your soul, but if you secretly doubt it is possible, you will sabotage yourself at every step. Faith is not wishing, faith is not hoping, faith is the absolute conviction that what you desire is already yours, that success is not a question of if but when. It is seeing the finish line before you take the first step. It is declaring victory before you even enter the battlefield. That mental certainty pulls you forward when logic screams to quit. You must build faith like a fortress, because the world will test it. The world will throw failures at you, losses, delays, rejection, betrayal, setbacks that make you question your worth. And when they come, only faith will keep you moving. When everything collapses, faith whispers, "Stand up, one more step." When no one believes in you, faith shouts, "I believe." This is where most people fall. They start with excitement, but they never build belief. The moment they face resistance, their minds whisper, "Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe it's not meant for me. Maybe this is impossible." And from that moment, their energy dies. Doubt poisons effort. It drains speed, blurs vision, destroys consistency. The mind will always prove itself right, so if you secretly believe you will fail, your subconscious will guide you to failure. You must rewire your mind. You must plant faith so deep that doubt cannot breathe. That means controlling every word you speak about your dream. Speak only of victory. Speak only of progress. Stop saying if and start saying when. Stop saying I hope and start saying I will. Words shape belief, and belief shapes reality. Guard your tongue like a weapon, because it is one. Build the habit of visualization. See yourself achieving the goal every day. Close your eyes and walk through it in your mind as if it already exists. Feel the pride. Hear the applause. Taste the reward. The mind cannot distinguish between vividly imagined reality and actual reality. And once it believes you have already won, it will force your body to act like it. Surround yourself only with those who reinforce your belief. People who doubt you are poison. They plant seeds of fear that grow into paralysis. Protect your vision from small minds. Align with people who lift your conviction, who speak possibility, who look you in the eye and say, "You can." Their belief will amplify yours until it becomes unshakable. But faith is not blind. Faith is not sitting still and waiting for miracles. Faith is proving your belief with relentless action. Every time you act with courage, your mind says, "See, we are capable." Every small win becomes evidence, and evidence strengthens faith. Momentum feeds belief. So move, even when afraid, even when uncertain. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision that the goal matters more than fear. You must also destroy the fear of failure. Failure is not the opposite of faith. It is the training ground of faith. Every great champion has walked through failure 100 times. Faith does not mean you will never fall. It means you will rise every time you do. It means you see failure as feedback, not final, as a stepping stone, not a gravestone. When you hold that mindset, nothing can break you. Understand this, faith bends reality. When you believe with absolute certainty, your mind begins scanning the world for ways to make that belief true. You start seeing opportunities others miss, making connections others overlook, persisting through pain that destroys others. The world rearranges itself for the man who refuses to doubt. So stand firm. Refuse to speak defeat. Refuse to imagine failure. Refuse to doubt your own power. Build your faith until it becomes a weapon, until it becomes armor, until it becomes the unshakable foundation under your feet. Because once your faith is absolute, fear has no power. Obstacles have no weight. Time has no hold. You become unstoppable. Believe completely and relentlessly. Act as though it is already yours. Move as though nothing could stop you. Because when your belief becomes unbreakable, reality has no choice but to obey. Your mind becomes whatever you feed it. So feed it only victory, and it will build victory. This is the secret few ever master. Your thoughts are not harmless. They are blueprints. Every word you repeat to yourself, every image you allow to live in your mind is shaping your destiny. The mind is like fertile soil. It does not judge what you plant. It simply grows it. Plant doubt, and it will grow hesitation. Plant fear, and it will grow defeat. Plant certainty, and it will grow triumph. This is the power of autosuggestion, the deliberate act of programming your mind with the thoughts that build your future. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they allow their minds to become polluted with weakness. They repeat stories of failure. They speak about their limitations. They dwell on mistakes, and then they wonder why they keep losing. The truth is brutal. You cannot speak defeat and expect victory. You cannot think small and live big. Your mind can only build what you command it to build, and most people command it to build failure without even knowing it. You must become ruthless about the thoughts you allow to live in your head. Guard your mind as if it were the vault of your destiny, because it is. Every morning, before the world can poison your focus, you must deliberately speak words that align with your purpose. Say them aloud with force. Declare your victory as if it has already happened. Tell your mind who you are, what you will achieve, and when. Speak it until it becomes more real than your current reality. This is not fantasy. It is reprogramming. The subconscious mind does not argue. It does not ask if something is true. It simply accepts whatever is repeated with emotion and conviction. And once it accepts it, it will drive your actions to make it real. This is why autosuggestion is not optional. It is the command system of your destiny. But words alone are not enough. You must charge them with emotion. Flat, lifeless affirmations will do nothing. Say your declarations with passion, with heat in your voice, with fire in your eyes. Let your body feel the certainty as if the goal has already been conquered. When your words carry emotion, your subconscious accepts them like law. Repetition is the hammer that drives belief into your mind. Once is not enough. 10 times is not enough. Do it daily, relentlessly, without fail. Morning and night, speak your vision. Read your written goal with intensity. Visualize it as you speak. See the exact result. Hear the sounds of victory. Feel the weight of success in your hands. Immerse every sense in the image until it becomes part of you. Do not limit this practice to quiet moments. Throughout your day, when doubt creeps in, crush it instantly with new commands. Replace I can't with I will. Replace this is hard with I was built for this. Replace maybe someday with it's already mine. Every time you catch a weak thought and replace it, you strengthen the mental pathways of power. Soon it becomes automatic. Your mind will instinctively reject weakness and cling to strength. Understand this clearly. The world around you will always reflect the world within you. If your inner voice is full of fear, your actions will be timid. If your inner voice is full of power, your actions will be unstoppable. And the world always bends to relentless action. This is why controlling your inner voice is not just helpful, it is everything. Do not underestimate how quickly this works. Change your inner language for 7 days with absolute commitment, and you will feel your energy shift. Continue for 30 days, and your belief will become unshakable. Continue for 90, and the world will no longer recognize you. That is the force of autosuggestion. It rewires your identity, and identity dictates destiny. But make no mistake, this requires discipline. You must become obsessed with controlling your mental input. Eliminate negative influences. Cut off conversations soaked in fear. Refuse to consume media that drips poison into your mind. Replace it all with voices that reinforce your vision. Every book you read, every song you listen to, every word you speak, they are either feeding your fire or extinguishing it. Choose only fire, because here is the truth. The battle is won in your mind long before it is won in the world. If you win the war of thought, the rest becomes execution. If you lose the war of thought, no amount of effort will save you. Autosuggestion is how you win that inner war, by programming your mind to believe so deeply in your purpose that no force on earth can shake it. So begin now. Write your declaration. Speak it with fire every morning and every night. Flood your mind with visions of your victory until you can no longer doubt it. Because when your mind accepts something as certain, it will move heaven and earth to make it real. Control your thoughts, and you will control your future. Command your mind, and it will obey. Feed it victory, and it will build victory. General knowledge makes you common. Specialized knowledge makes you powerful. The world is full of people drowning in information, yet starving for transformation. They know a little about everything, but not enough about anything to create impact. General knowledge is cheap. It fills bookshelves, classrooms, and conversations, yet it rarely builds empires. The marketplace does not reward the person who knows something about everything. It rewards the person who knows everything about something and can use it to produce results. Power comes when your mind becomes a laser, not a lantern. This is where most people remain stuck. They consume endless information, hoping it will make them great. They chase trends, skim topics, and collect facts like souvenirs. But facts alone are dead weight. They never focus long enough to master anything, and so they remain forgettable. Their minds are cluttered, but their value is small. And in this world, value is the currency of power. If you want to achieve any great goal, you must escape the trap of general knowledge and immerse yourself in the discipline of specialized knowledge. Specialized knowledge is targeted. It is purposeful. It is chosen not to entertain the mind, but to equip it. It turns your passion into a weapon and your goal into a mission. Every great empire was built on this principle. One man or woman went deeper than anyone else dared. They chose one path, one skill, one obsession, and they mastered it so completely that the world had no choice but to notice. This is the pattern of champions. To build specialized knowledge, you must begin with your definite purpose. Ask, what exact knowledge will make me unstoppable in achieving this goal? Be ruthless in your answer. Cut away everything that does not serve your purpose. Stop scattering your focus like seeds in the wind. Concentrate it like a blade. Decide what you must know, and then devote yourself to knowing it better than anyone alive. Specialized knowledge is not found in classrooms alone. Most of what is taught is broad and shallow. True mastery is built in the trenches, in doing, experimenting, failing, adjusting, and trying again. You must seek mentors who have walked the path, not merely studied it. Absorb their experience like oxygen. Read books, yes, but read with a mission. Extract only what fuels your purpose and discard the rest. Every piece of information must earn its place in your mind. And as you collect this knowledge, apply it immediately. Knowledge unused dies. Action cements it. The mind remembers what the hands perform. Every time you apply what you learn, your understanding deepens, your confidence grows, and your value multiplies. Knowledge plus action creates skill, and skill is what the world pays for. Build a system around your learning. Set hours daily to study your craft. Create a plan of what to learn this week, this month, this year. Track your growth like a scientist. Treat your mind like the most valuable asset you own, because it is. Most people spend more time planning vacations than planning their mastery. That is why they remain average. Do the opposite. Become a master on purpose. Guard your circle as you build this expertise. Surround yourself with minds that stretch you, challenge you, sharpen you. Mediocre minds dull your edge. Brilliant minds sharpen it. Talk with people who speak the language of excellence. Collaborate with those who operate on a higher level. Their standards will elevate your own, and their insights will accelerate your climb. As your knowledge grows, share it. Teaching forces clarity. Explaining a concept to others will reveal the gaps in your understanding, and filling those gaps will fortify your mastery. Become known as the person who owns this space, the person who knows this subject so deeply that others seek your guidance. Authority is built when the world begins to associate your name with specialized knowledge. Do not expect the path to be easy. Mastery requires sacrifice. It demands saying no to distractions, entertainment, and even comfort. While others waste time, you will be sharpening your edge. While others drift, you will be building your empire one brick of knowledge at a time. But the reward is power. Power to create, to lead, to dominate your field. Because once you hold specialized knowledge, you no longer chase opportunity. Opportunity chases you. The world pays any price for the rare mind that can solve rare problems. While the masses drown in generality, you will rise through specificity. You will no longer compete. You will stand alone. So decide, choose your